Welcome to the very first edition of Money Talks for 2016. It's great to have you with us. I'm your host, Ed Marshall. We have a full program lined up for you this month. National economists are predicting that 2016 will be a boom year for the U.S. economy. We'll see. They say market conditions are improving, wage growth is picking up again, vehicle sales are booming, and the housing market is continuing its recovery. When we come back, we'll see how that plays into the local mortgage industry. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Nightly Business Report. A new team, new editorial resources around the globe.
Chaos here continues.
The same objective, insightful analysis of the top business news of the day.
For the Nightly Business Report, I'm John Ford.
Every weeknight, a half-hour wrap-up of complete market coverage.
With the business and economic stories that are crucial to you.
Television's longest-running business program.
Nightly Business Report.
Weeknights at 5:30 p.m. on WLAE.
We're back with more Money Talks. We've been talking about the economists saying that this is going to be a great year. So we wanted to talk about mortgages. What can we expect in the housing market? And of course, for that, I turn to my good friend, Mr. Mark Gervais. He is a regional manager over at First NBC Bank, and we welcome you back to the show.
Pleasure to be here today.
And you wear many hats. You've been with us on our fashion scene. You've been with us on your professional scene, your mortgage scene, and of course, you also referee ball for young kids too. So
yeah, a little high school athletics. Love it. Great to do that in this city.
Good deal.
Hopefully we're not doing any fashion today, right?
No.
Good.
But we are fashionable.
All right, we'll talk about that.
Tell us about what you all are looking at in your crystal ball this year in terms of the local housing market.
It's funny. Customers often ask that. 2016 is going to be, I think, a very interesting year for a number of reasons. New Orleans in general, our local metro New Orleans area, is really at one of its all-time highs as far as property availability and inventory. We have so many new folks coming to town, which is an excellent thing.
Yeah.
And looking for property, looking to purchase. The medical corridor is opening up a great number of opportunities for home buyers. There's areas that need revitalization that are now being revitalized. And again, though, inventory, it seems as though as fast as it goes up, that's as quickly as it goes away. Yeah. So I think from the perspective of property and availability in 2016, we're going to stay on that course of it being a hot real estate market. Yeah. Rentals right now are at an all-time high.
People can't even find rentals.
Can't find rentals. And so if you are a person that wants to invest in buying a home to convert it into a rental, it's another excellent opportunity where we are now. So oftentimes customers will say, well, I don't want to buy because we're at the peak of the market. I think we're at the infancy of our market here in New Orleans. Interest rates are still spectacular.
And that's even with the rate changing last year.
Yeah, and what we've done, if you read a lot of the big economists as it relates to the mortgage industry, what you're going to find is that most of the very large lenders that set a lot of these rates and the tones for the rates, they've already kind of built in to some of these changes into where we are. What we've learned from the past is that as the federal rates increase, and we've seen this before in the last 20 years, sometimes there's that knee-jerk reaction from our big investors to raise mortgage rates really quickly. What they've found is that diminishes loan applications. So what we're seeing over time, and again, it's a crystal ball, so we don't know.
Right.
Who knows what tomorrow brings, but history has kind of taught us that what will happen is that those rates should be slow and incremental, and that's the way we want to see it.
We certainly don't want to go back to the years where we had those problems, and when they instituted the Dodd-Frank rule, but they've also put in some things now. I think last October called TRED, some things that will in the long run benefit the person looking to buy a home. Tell us about that.
What's funny is about TRID is that I was reading an article the other day, and if you look up and try to see exactly what TRID stands for, the mortgage industry as a whole is kind of funny sometimes. It came up with an acronym from other acronyms. And TRID is a combination of a couple of events. And a lot of folks thought that TRID's going to slow down the industry, and in some regards, it has slowed it down just a little bit in the disclosure process for the consumer. And it's like anything else, it's what you have to get used to.
Exactly.
But it does do some really good things. When you're a consumer and you apply for a mortgage loan, a refinance, and you have a property identified, there are a number of things that have to take place when your loan originator asks some questions. There are 6 basic things that happen. And when those 6 things are compiled, it's my duty as a loan originator, or our loan originators, to disclose to you our fees and what it's going to look like in the end. And the whole purpose of what they call, people have commonly heard it known as the good faith estimate.
Right.
It's now known as the loan estimate. And the federal government has revamped that document to make it more consumer friendly. And the good thing is it has to be given to you within a period of 3 days. And those fees are going to show you exactly what you're going to be looking at. And really what it's designed to do is help you shop.
So it's 3 days prior to you actually getting the loan.
No, it's 3 days. When you come into me,
Right.
and I have my 6 elements to make up a complete
Right.
RESPA loan application,
Right.
I have to disclose to you within 3 days this
That's
particular
it. I
loan
got
fee sheet.
Okay.
And it gives you the opportunity to go out and look around. And that's what the government was trying to do, is it gives the consumer the opportunity to go out and shop.
Right.
The other part of the TRID is going to be the closing disclosure. And what the good part about this closing disclosure, many realtors and mortgage folks alike are real nervous about this, because what this disclosure does is it has eliminated what we used to know as the HUD-1 settlement statement, which was a list of all your fees and all the things that took place when you close your loan. The good thing about this now is that this has to be done 3 days prior to you going to closing.
That's what I
So
was talking
it's an
about.
excellent thing, because it's a little bit of a headache on our end, but everybody's getting used to it now. And we give this document out. It can't change. And if it does change, we have to start that process over again. But what it does do is it allows the consumer to go to a closing not nervous anymore.
Because most people say, they're nervous as they can be. So this takes a lot of that out of that.
It takes the stress out of
Yeah.
it. It really does. Puts a little stress on the lenders,
Yeah.
because now we're up against the gun to get it done quickly. But it definitely helps the consumer and take some of the stress out the process.
So you
and I
also-
think it'll take the stress out of the loan originators process too, as we get used to the system.
Right. So it's basically just a matter of getting used to it, and in the long run, it benefits the originators, and it definitely benefits the people who are
Absolutely.
getting the loan. So that's good to know. You all do a lot of good stuff around the community. You were telling me a story, and before I let you go, about some things y'all did last month during the holiday season.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share that with my audience. Tell us about that.
Our department is a close-knit group, and we like to try to celebrate Thanksgiving and the holidays, but when we usually do a little lunch, what's really funny is that we all would bring a dish, and fortunately, we've all been very busy, so now we said, you know what, let's all put up a couple bucks and we'll get it catered. And so we did that, and lo and behold, they had a couple folks in the office step up and say, you know what, we want to take care of that. So everybody that was going to put up their money for this luncheon, we adopted a family. And we do this every year. And in addition to the normal gift giving, that we usually get the Santa Claus list from the respective family, we kind of went a little above and beyond with that, and took the money we were going to use for the catered lunch in addition to the things we already got. And we wanted to make sure that family had a really good Christmas.
That's super.
We're super blessed in our division, and have the opportunity to have the jobs that we have. And we just wanted to make sure we kind of sharing that along the way.
Well, you be sure to tell your manager, Yvette Kolar, I said,
I will definitely.
Keep doing what she does.
She does a
she's
fantastic
wonderful
job.
person. She really is.
Yep.
Mark, thanks for being with us.
Always a pleasure anytime.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Come
you,
back
Ed.
and see us, okay?
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Money Talks, so stay with us. We've got lots of information ahead. Don't go anywhere.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is literally saving kids' lives.
It's a very special place, friendly place.
To see the kids that they're helping on a daily basis was unbelievable.
Families never receive a bill from St. Jude.
Discoveries made at St. Jude are freely shared.
The hardest cancer cases in the world go to St. Jude. We won't stop until no child dies from cancer.
Join us.
Join us.
in supporting Hoops for St. Jude.
Visit stjude.org/hoops to find out how.
Well, welcome back. It's time now for our Ask Ashton segment, in which viewers write in to ask community leader Ashton Ryan about various aspects of our economy. Tom in Lafitte says the metro economy has fared well, but he's a bit nervous since the interest rate was raised last year, and he wants to know if that nervousness is justified. So we took his question to Ashton Ryan, and this is what Ashton had to say.
The Fed, for the first time in over 10 years, made a very minor change in interest rates by 25 basis points. Somewhat afraid that it's been such a long time since we raised rates, and rates have been historically low for a long time, that they might build that into our economy, and they were worried that inflation might be generated. So they made a very small increase. It's going to have very little impact on banks, going to have very little impact on the consumer. It's really just a starting of a process. Their message has been, we're going to try this first small increase, and we're going to watch it for a long time to make sure we don't impact the economy. So I don't think it's a huge issue for anyone yet, but it would be significant if rate additions continued in the future, because then housing costs and other type costs would begin to rise based on higher rates. But that's not the case yet.
And of course, if you want to ask Ashton a question, you can always write in to us here at the station, or you can also follow us on Facebook, and we'll get that question to Ashton and hopefully get an answer for you. Turning now to Delgado, Delgado Community College continues its noble mission toward job and economic development in our area and throughout South Louisiana. Veteran journalist Larry Lunsford takes a look at Delgado's fall commencement ceremony that happened last month.
Big smiles and happy faces were everywhere, along with a lot of picture taking by proud parents and family members of graduates right after the much anticipated commencement event. The ceremony started with the nearly 1,000 graduates marching into the UNO Lakefront Arena to the traditional strains of Edward Elgar's Pomp and Circumstance, performed by the Delgado Ceremonial Ensemble. Delgado, Greater New Orleans' largest higher education institution and Louisiana's oldest and largest community college, offers 35 associate degree programs, including nursing, business and management, criminal justice, computer technology, and the culinary arts, just to name a few. We caught up with some of the excited graduates just before they rushed out to celebrate.
I'm opening my business. I'm in business with Blissful Confections. It's basically pastries, anything catering, parties, everything.
Delgado has done a lot for me. It has shown me how to be a better student and a better person. It has provided me with the necessary skills to be that kind of person that I want to be.
I plan on getting a good job within our community in engineering or architecture work, and hopefully stay there for a long time until I can retire.
I want to open up my own bakery, do also some catering and weddings, stuff like that.
Keynote speaker Dr. Larry Ollier, Chancellor of LSU Health Sciences Center in New Orleans, advised the graduates on a number of areas leading to a successful career, concluding that no matter what path you take, giving back to the community and helping others will bring more satisfaction than anything else in life. This is Larry Lunsford for Money Talks.
And we certainly wish all those graduates the best. Speaking of Delgado and graduation, we continue our series now on Delgado's Circles of Excellence Award that's awarded to people who go above and beyond in terms of helping the community and recognizing their achievements in service for the things that they've learned at Delgado Community College. Our Common Sense reporter Shannon Ryan sat down recently and talked with one of our Circles of Excellence winners, Jasmine Meyer.
As a student at Delgado, I received a really sort of hands-on, well-rounded education for nutrition. So it wasn't just textbook, classroom-based education. We also were given many opportunities to interact with community members and organizations, go to health fairs, do presentations, create media for nutrition education and things like that. So it really pushed you to become a community leader. And the preceptor of the nutrition program really pushed me to become a community leader in a wonderful way. And she then nominated me for the Circles of Excellence Award. So she's followed through into my career and has continued to sort of lift me up and give me opportunities. I think that what Delgado is really good at doing for community members and students is giving them an opportunity, not just to learn, but to learn applied skills, translational skills that result in jobs, and to give them the confidence to do really anything that they want to, no matter where they've come from. And the Circles of Excellence Award does the same thing for alumni. It gives you a chance to be recognized for the hard work that you've put in and to feel uplifted and recognized for everything that you've done. The education that I received at Delgado, as I said, was this very sort of hands-on experiential learning, and that was really helpful for me to learn really what nutrition could be, that it didn't just entail sort of working in a clinical setting and working with patients who were admitted to a hospital for diabetic issues, but also working with whole populations and different organizations that contribute to community nutrition. And I really found that I was passionate about community nutrition from a social justice point of view. So I then pursued my master's in public health, which I'm finishing.
And next month, we'll have an interview with another Circles of Excellence winner from Delgado Community College. We'll have more news after this.
In the search for life elsewhere in our solar system, NASA is exploring the red planet, Mars, and is building the foundation to study Saturn's largest moon, Titan. Some of the tools and techniques for this endeavor are being developed and tested on Laguna Negra, a high-altitude lake in the central Andes of Chile, by the scientists in charge of the Planetary Lakelander project. Earth's high-altitude condition of strong ultraviolet radiation and harsh climate may be comparable to conditions on Mars in its distant past. Similarly, Titan intrigues scientists. It is a strange world where methane gas seeds the air, lakes, and rivers with the chemical building blocks of life. Angela Detweiler is a lab specialist helping to calibrate the prototype sensors of the Lakelander.
So if we're looking for life in other planets, what are we looking for? One thing that we're looking for are biosignatures, and biosignatures are signs that were left by biological systems. So gases would be an example, oxygen, organic acids. And so if those elements are able to survive, that's a type of biosignature. We try to understand the Earth first so that we can have a better understanding of what we're looking for in other planets.
For more information on these topics, go to the astrobiology website at astrobiology.nasa.gov.
And we're back, and now it's time for our Crime Stoppers update. Here's Darlene Cristanza.
Crime Stoppers is so excited that we actually helped in 2015 make your community safer through your tips. Just over 200 arrests were made through citizens' involvement, and that was very important in cases such as the Bunny Friend Park shootings, mass shootings. Your information coming in there helped identify several of those shooters, as well as in many other crimes within the greater New Orleans area. Just about 400 cases have been solved through those arrests. So again, thank you for being a part of the solution. And the important part about Crime Stoppers is always remembering we're the resource for you to provide information anonymously. In so many instances, particularly in the Bunny Friend shooting, people are so fearful of retaliation about what people may think if their information gets out that they made that phone call. But also what we know with limited manpower in our community with law enforcement, it's vital that you step up and be part of that solution. So again, we want to thank you and remind you that you will always be anonymous, which means you will be safe when you call Crime Stoppers. And the other side of Crime Stoppers is that we are doing a lot of new preventive programming, and again, it's because of your involvement and your support, the community support, making that happen. About $70,000 were paid out last year in Crime Stoppers rewards. And again, always remember that's done in cash, never identifying yourself, strictly cash. So again, Crime Stoppers, you know the number, 822-1111, or go online at crimestoppersgno.org. We are finding social media is making a big difference in getting information to us. We're seeing a lot of text tips coming in. We're seeing a lot of people using our mobile app, which is Tip Submit. But however you find us, we're there for you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Darlene. Well, the Louisiana Bankers Association is once again offering a $1,000 college scholarship to a graduating high school student who has a parent employed by a member bank in Louisiana or the student is employed by a member bank. Other qualifications include a minimum 3.0 cumulative high school grade point average or a minimum ACT score of 20. Students must also be enrolled in a Louisiana college or university as a full-time student with a major in a banking-related field. More information is available on the Louisiana Bankers Association website at www.lba.org. The application deadline is the last of February. And we take a moment now to say congratulations to a longtime community leader, Dr. Cornelius Tilton, for being named a Knight of the Order of Academic Palms. Dr. Tilton received the honor for his work in advancing education and the French culture. The order was founded in 1808 by Napoleon Bonaparte, who established the honorary title for devotion and accomplishment in the areas of teaching, scholarship, and research. The Reverend Tilton has been pastor of the Irish Channel Christian Fellowship Church and president of the Christian Bible College of Louisiana for the past 16 years. Congratulations. We'll be right back.
Fridays at 7 p.m. on LAE.
Contemporary Italian, classy yet casual, Del Porto, in the heart of Covington's historic district, focuses on fresh and fun.
It seems to be the place on the corner where everybody wants to get together and meet, and it's a very jovial atmosphere when you come in. There's clanging, there's music.
From drinks with friends to a special occasion lunch or dinner, Del Porto keeps it comfortable, and while atmosphere fills the space, delicious is what keeps people coming back.
We are known for our braised dishes, where we braise a short rib or a veal shank or a pork shank. Anything with a big bone and that takes a long time to cook and makes a great presentation. Everything is made in-house, from the ice cream to the pastas, pretty much everything.
Homemade mozzarella, house-cured meats, and specialty dishes that show up with the season.
We really like to showcase things when they're truly in season because we feel that the flavor is at its peak.
They've blended that Italian fresh-picked flavor with the lighter fare they fell in love with in California. They call it Cal Ital, and it's a combination that welcomes families, couples, or private parties. And true to the Italian heritage, when you come to Del Porto, they want you to feel at home. Del Porto in Covington, that's where we eatin' at.
Well, as is tradition, a number of us make New Year's resolutions. With that being said, our regional reporter, Christina Lee, she went out to talk to several people about what their resolutions might be for 2016. Here's her report.
Hi, I'm Christina Lee. For centuries, we as Americans have made New Year's resolutions. So I decided to hit the streets of the Big Easy and find out what people's New Year's resolutions for 2016 are.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a cliche one, but I'm going to be doing trying to eat healthier and losing a lot of weight, so start going to the gym more often.
My New Year's resolution is to stay off social media and try to develop more personal relationships.
My New Year's resolution is to slow down and spend more time with friends and family.
For 2016, my paramount resolution is just to find balance in my work life, my personal life, you know what I'm saying, and furthering that quest for knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and still finding time for leisure and personal fun. So yeah, for 2016, I definitely want to find balance.
Well, there you have it. Those are some resolutions for 2016. Try to make a resolution of your own that's healthy and benefits the world. For Money Talks, I'm Christina Lee.
Well, thank you, Christina Lee. And if I had to say for resolutions, well, I'm just going to keep trying to do what I do, and that's trying to spread joy and good information to our audience. Well, that's going to do it for Money Talks for this month, and we certainly hope you got information you can use from all of us here at our staff, including our executive producer, Patrick Jackson, and of course, our wonderful director, Mr. Will Hill. That's going to do it for us. We hope you have a great 2016, and we'll see you next month. I'm Ed Marshall. Bye-bye.